Hello and welcome to this week's recap of Nebraska football. After the 42-45 loss against Georgia Southern, the Huskers had several changes this week in their program. The most notable changes were the firing of head coach Scott Frost and the naming of Mickey Joseph as interim head coach. Athletic director Trev Alberts spoke about why Frost was let go from the program after only 3 games this season.
It's a good question. It's a fair question, Annie. It's at this point, I just felt like, as I mentioned earlier, we owed it to the players, to give them a different voice, perhaps slightly different vision, give them some confidence and opportunity. We've got 9 games. We've got seniors on this team that have invested a lot for a long time. And I know how disruptive these changes are. You're not just affecting the player's life, you're affecting all the coaches and their family, and I understand that. But we needed to do something. We needed to inject something into this team to give them the confidence and hopefully help them compete. Nothing would please me more than to see a pretty significant change and help this team get over the hump and win some games.
Interim head coach Mickey Joseph discussed his message to the team after they heard about the coaching change.
And my message to the team was, I know you're hurting. Frost is like a brother to me. He gave me an opportunity to come here and coach at my alma mater, coach at the University of Nebraska. I would always love him and always appreciate him. I would always respect him. The kids would always love him. But I know they were hurting. But at the end of the day, that ball's going to kick off on Saturday. So mentally, we had to get him back and get him ready.
With all the changes, Trev Alberts said that Nebraska is going to be focused on fundamentals.
I won't get into specific, ceilings or where to go. Listen, we've said all along, I'd just love to see this team continue to grow, compete, make progress, have a team that represents the values of Nebraskans, be tough, win the line of scrimmage, do the fundamental things that teams need to do to win games. And I think we can get there. We'll stop talking about championships or stop talking about things we used to do. We'll just get really process-oriented, detail-oriented, and ultimately when you start doing those fundamental championship habits type things, as I think about them, those types of wins and things follow. But we need to stop focusing on that. We need to start focusing on those small fundamental things that ultimately lead to those types of things. And so those are the things we'll do.
In a press conference on Tuesday, Mickey Joseph spoke about having a starting over mindset for the rest of the season.
Just like you said, we tell them we start from scratch. We move everything to the past, and we start from here. We have 9 more opportunities, and we're capable of winning games. And that's when they understand the first opportunity is this weekend against OU. A really good opponent, really good football team.
Mickey Joseph appeared on the Huskers radio network on Thursday night, where he announced that starting with a clean slate included taking away the black shirts. Trev Alberts could have chosen several others on Nebraska's staff to take over for the rest of the season, but he ultimately chose Mickey Joseph.
Well, Mickey's an energetic guy. Some of you have interacted with him already. He's pretty black and white, and I was in there when he talked to the team, and he, I think, sees this as a real opportunity for him as well, professionally, and all of you will get a chance to talk to Mickey. I think he has an infectious personality. I think that's important. He's been some places, so I think that benefits him. I think he has some different feelings about structure and approach and how he'll handle practice and some different things. So there'll be some immediate, fairly significant changes into his approach. And he had a very poignant conversation with the team today that I thought they took very well. And at the same time, I think, like Scott, Mickey will love them and seek to serve them.
The Oklahoma Sooners have averaged 461 yards so far this season. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel is ranked 8th in the nation and 2nd in the Big 12 for his 190.1 passing efficiency rating. Oklahoma has won both games of their season so far, with a score of 45-13 against UTEP and 33-3 against Kent State. Oklahoma head coach Brent Venables spoke on Tuesday about preparing to play in Lincoln's Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, I think people will be on edge, and I think there'll be a lot of emotion in the stadium. And I know this: when I've had my back against the wall in this profession, I feel like I've always responded, and the pressure has brought out the best in me, and so that to me is what you'll see. From a Nebraska team, I think they've had 13 one-score games. In the last year, and they've done a nice job recruiting good players. They've got good schemes, and they've first couple of games this year they've had some tough moments right at the end of the game. It happens. So this is a team that's incredibly capable, talented, tough. Again, good schemes put them in good position. They got quality players on both sides of the ball that can play with anybody. So we expect their best. Expect a great atmosphere, one that where they've circled the wagons and galvanized and play inspired. All of those things. That's what we expect.
The last time Oklahoma played in Lincoln was in 2009, which was back when Nebraska and Oklahoma had a long-standing rivalry. Mickey Joseph spoke about the rivalry between Oklahoma and Nebraska and what it means to play Oklahoma this weekend.
Well, you knew when the Oklahoma week was. You knew. The fans let you know. The coaches will let you know. The students will let you know. So you knew it was a big game, and you knew that that they were going to come in. They was going to be just as talented as you, because at that time, it was OU, Nebraska, and Colorado. That was the three top dogs. So you knew when OU game, and you was excited because you got to play a really good football team, and you knew this was your opportunity to come out and show the world that you was a really good football team. And I think this opportunity this weekend, that's what our kids are looking forward to.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out hailvarsity.com for more football content leading up to and during the game against Oklahoma.